When you get 50 young ladies, white, black, Chinese, Spanish, Filipino, rich, poor, to all, they don't know each other and they all say the same story? That's where you get me fucked up at. That's where you get me like, and so I can't be cheering on, yo, and I'm always for the underdog. I don't want to say the bad guy, but 9 times out of 10, I'm for the bad guy. You talk about a guy who came from bad people. So I'm always cheering on somebody, but I can't be up in here lying to y'all like, I never wish that on him. I don't want him to go to jail. I didn't want none of that to happen to him. But Bill did something to them 50 girls. Maybe 20 are lying. There's 30 that ain't lying. But you people want to keep lying. I don't know what it is. Is it like, all right, black and Spanish, whenever anything goes wrong, even though we know these guys are foul as shit, we're going to still be like, power to the people? When you get...
So, that was Fat Joe. Hit that thumbs up button. This is one of those videos, it might not be PC. Fat Joe is a guest in the culture. And I know he was like, well, he's been around forever. Yeah, he has been around for a long time, since the early 90s. But you're a guest in the community. You're a guest in this culture. And that coming from him, it just kind of came across as like, you know, I still cringe to this day whenever I hear Joe say the N-word. You know, sometimes he'll have these, you know, these runs where he'll just be saying, nigga this, nigga that, nigga. I'm like, yo, all right now, you know, like, all right, Joe, like, you know, chill. Proud of the community, you know, from the South Bronx. You know, if you're from New York or been in New York, you understand that dynamic and that relationship. But lately, Fat Joe has been saying a lot of just off-brand shit, and I mean that's natural. That comes with it because we're getting to really see his real opinions and viewpoints. Because Fat Joe's never been into podcasting or anything up until recently during the pandemic. So now you're seeing everyone's opinions, and in this world where they've set it up for us to have our opinions be posted on social media, sometimes you could really like somebody and then you find out more and more about their opinions and their viewpoints, and now you like, damn, I don't really like them anymore. You know what I mean? And this is Fat Joe coming off of not too long ago comparing his friend, the Arab, DJ Khaled, to Quincy Jones. He compared DJ Khaled to Quincy Jones like a month ago. I'm like, what? We just watched Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, and some of the best conductors or just music creators I've ever seen in my lifetime. Teddy Riley, Babyface, Quincy Jones. Those guys are in another class of their own. Don't compare Khaled and what he does to that. What instruments is he playing? What, you know what I mean? What, come on, stop it. You know, but Fat Joe is going to ride for his people. Now, speaking of his people, and he says he can't do that, but I'm like, bro, it's 30 women, and like I said, I've said it to myself. I'm not saying Bill Cosby's completely innocent myself, because I mean he's admitted to doing some of these things, but I look at it like, hey, it was recreational, it was by choice. These were all adults, young adults, but they were adults. But you could say, when you say, oh, 30 women all said the same thing, and a lot of them have admitted to lying also. You could say the same thing for your boy Charlemagne, and who pleaded to the lesser charge, who's got dirt on him that doesn't look good, and his accuser is out here with YouTube videos and her moms and all of that. But does that stop you from going on the Breakfast Club, Joe? No, it doesn't. You know, same thing could be said for Cardi B, who everyone loves, and she's pregnant, and Cardi B blatantly admitted to, you know, drugging men in her heyday and her stripping days and taking advantage of men and getting their money. Same kind of shit y'all are mad about at Bill for, but because Cardi B's a woman and we live in a world where there's double standards, you know, oh, there's no real threat to what she was doing. Why? Because she's 5'6" and she's 140 pounds. There's no threat. No, it's the same shit. It's just different. Demographically, it's different, but it's the same type of behavior. But you condone her because y'all think she's cute, you know, and she's the flavor of the month. But, you know, somebody else, if a man does that, oh, he's taking advantage, he's this, he's that. It's a whole lot of tricky horse shit. A whole lot of it. And I don't even know why Fat Joe felt the need to have to respond to that. And Bill don't get it twisted and think Bill's, you know, is having Jello pudding pop parties. They had rape support groups full of Karens protesting in front of Bill Cosby's home for the last 2 days. So right now, Bill can't even open his window and check out the blinds or whatever, peep out the blinds without seeing these people in front of his house. Which I'm like, how is that not trespassing? How are they able to do it? But they're out there. So, Bill got his own shit to deal with. You know what I mean? But nah, Fat Joe is really starting to expose himself for some of his shit he be saying, bro. Cause some of the shit he be saying be wild. I'm like, what are you talking about? But like it was really like, yo, you're a guest in the culture. Certain stuff you should probably just not speak on, and just leave it alone. And I get it, it's a hot topic. You do your daily show. He's on Instagram Live like fucking 5 or 6 times a day. It seems like you get a notification across your screen, but nah, that wasn't the right thing. You should have left that alone. And then you could still bring up people have been bringing up the Big Pun story for years. And Fat Joe denies that he hasn't done no harm towards Big Pun's family, but other people say otherwise. Now how you like it when people it bothers him when people bring that up. It bothered him. He couldn't even come up there for Big Pun Day. He had to wait a few weeks up later to go up there to check out the block that they named the street after him. And I know that bothers Joe. So how do you think Bill feels even if Bill is truly innocent? How do you think he feels that people are walking around here saying, "Oh, he did this, he did that"? You should be able to relate. But instead, you got Pepsi behind you and Instagram, and you want to wash your hands and try to say what is the politically correct answer, which is to say Bill is completely guilty. And to me, this almost comes off a little bit worse than Dr. Lamont Hill. As Fat Joe is like, bro, you mind your business, man. You know what I'm saying? You a guest in the culture. Mind your business, Joe. We like you when you just tell your old hip hop stories. You exaggerate a little bit. We like that. We don't just keep it and stick to that, and stop comparing Khaled to musical legends when Khaled probably couldn't even play one instrument, couldn't count a ball, can't do nothing. All right, so. But you're gonna continue to see people in their opinions. Like I say, Aunt Viv said what she had to say last week. A lot of people are gonna continue to go on about this. But like I said, the objective is done because they have divided our black people in general. Their opinions about Bill Cosby are divided. It's like 50-50. Some people, that's who they grew up on. They still love him. They can't tell him no wrong. And then some people, nope, he did it. He did that shit. Like Kanan say, he did that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But that just kind of bothered me hearing Fat Joe speak on it like that. It's like, nah, bro, you need to relax.